What's up, what it do, man? It's your boy Dev the Gamer, aka Player One, the guy himself, and welcome to another Outriders video. Make sure you hit that like button and subscribe for more Outriders content and video game content. With that being said, let's get into the video. So what you guys are watching is the Almighty Conflagration Status Power build. This build is named after McBurn, a character from the Legend of Heroes Trails of Cold Steel series. Pretty good game. I like the character, and I figured let me name my status power build after him, because with great power comes great responsibility, and his firepower seems to be ridiculous. And since Pyromancer has fire, why not? So we're gonna start this build off with the gear. And I just want to preface this with saying we are not using any legendary sets. We're going to be mainly using purple apocalyptic gear. And the only piece of legendary gear we're going to be using is Ronin's Amagasa. It's a headgear piece, so you'll be able to pick it up randomly or wherever in the trove to get the heads in the trials. We're going to be focusing on anomaly power, cooldown reduction, and status power. Comes with arms and anomaly. We're going to throw Etna on here, that way we can get another use out of eruption. And this came with Ashen boost, so we're going to be doing more damage against enemies afflicted with Ash. So what you want to go for with this build is anomaly power, cooldown reduction, and status power. That is going to be the holy trinity that will save you. Now from here on out, everything will be purple apocalyptic. So here's our chest piece. We're going to have Captain Hunter, Perseverance Shield, and Giga Blast. Now Captain Hunter, I feel, is almost a priority, if not a must-have in all builds, because why not be able to do more damage against elites and bosses? So we have that on here. Perseverance Shield helps with survivability. In my opinion, Pyromancers are really squishy, so you know, having this to help us stay alive and stay up is really great. And we have Giga Blast, Eruption, increase the skill's radius by 100%. We will be using Eruption with this build, so the more we have to help our anomaly-based moves and stuff like Eruption and Phaser Beam and Heat Wave and whatever else we're using, the better. Next, we have the pants. We're going to put power assimilation on these pants, that way we can have more anomaly power, and these came with rejuvenation and size matters. Phaser Beam increases the beam's radius by 100%. Honestly, that Phaser Beam third mod, I really wish it was something else, but nonetheless, it's not going to reduce any damage we do with Phaser Beam. Phaser Beam we're going to be mainly using for bossing, and it's going to wreck shop and put up a lot of numbers. That's what it's going to do. So let's go ahead and move on to the gloves. The gloves, I have pure power, Phaser Beam, increase the skill's damage by 500,000, and death sentence. Ash Blast, your weapon damage and anomaly damage against enemies affected by the skill are increased respectively by 40% and 30% for 5 seconds. I got lucky with this third roll of Ash increased range, which will increase the range of our Ash Blast. Now this is great for not only mobbing but bossing. We'll be able to do a lot more damage, and we'll be able to cover a bigger area, so whenever we do damage and stuff like that, or we need to immobilize the room, we'll be able to do so. Last but not least are the boots. So we're going to put Anomaly Echo on here. These had Phantom Dash, and it came with Untamed Power as the third mod. So Untamed Power is pretty good, it's all right, but you know, you also got to have Anomaly Echo. In my opinion, Anomaly Echo is another one of those mods that's a must-have, especially if you're doing an anomaly-based build, depending on how you're doing it and what you're going for in your build. That's just my opinion. But nonetheless, these are the gear, this is the gear, these are the mods and things you will need for this build gear-wise. Now let's go ahead and move on to the weapons. Now when it comes to the weapons, we're only going to be using 2 weapons. That's right, you heard me, not 1, but 2. Starting with the Sunfall. The Sunfall, in my opinion, is a top 3 SMG in the game right now, because it will help keep you alive and it gives you health on shots basically. With its weapon life leech and skill life leech, you will have a lot of health coming back to you. And this gun will help us stay alive, because once again, Pyromancers are ridiculously Play-Doh squishy. So we're going to put Mage's Rage on this, And how this is going to work, this is going to go in tandem with the second gun we're using, which is the Absolute Zero. Absolute Zero, I put Relativity Theorem on this. Critical shots reduce one random skill cooldown by 10%. So what you're going to see throughout this gameplay and throughout the whole video, you're going to see me activate these skills and get these perks. So how it works is you use the Sunfall, get your crits, activate Mage's Rage, and then you switch to the Absolute Zero, get your crits, and get your cooldown to go down even faster. And that's how that's going to work. And that's going to help us kind of almost spam our abilities multiple times, even though relatively our cooldowns are going to go down kind of quick. So, but the key here is to try and fish for Mage's Rage as the third mod on the Sunfall. That way you could put Relativity Theorem on it as the second mod and have it on one gun. That way, if anything, the second gun you use can just be completely for for mobbing and things of that nature. So that's going to do it for the weapons. And you know, that'll hold us down. Now let's get into the damage and how we're really doing all this damage, how I'm really doing this. So here's the class tree. We are not capstoning anything that will not be necessary for this particular build. We will be speccing into most of the element nodes. So this means most of the burn nodes and most of the ash nodes. So we're going to be speccing into burn, lasting longer and doing more damage. Same thing with ash. Enemies afflicted with ash, they're going to be receiving more damage, and they're going to be ashed a lot longer. We still have anomaly power boosting our skills and stuff like that, so we're not without power in this build, even though this is a status build. And I did spec in for more cooldown, so we are efficient and well. This build will serve you solo and in a group purpose. So this is the Pax Tree. Moving on to the Pax Tree, we're going to basically just stay atop here on the Pax Tree because this is where the bulk of our status power damage is going to come from. So let's break it down. We have Scorched Flesh. Activating Ignite skills increase your status power by 10% for 5 seconds. Stacks up to 3 times. Then next we have Furnace. Increase your status power by 15% for every enemy afflicted with burn. Stacks up to 5 times. So when you guys are watching this video and y'all watching the footage, these two skills, these two perks nonetheless, are the reason why you see the burn damage tick up and tick up and tick up and then come down and then tick up and come down again. They only last so long, and because of the third mod we're using in this, which is the last one here, which is called Burnt Offerings. Increase your burn duration by 500%, and each consecutive burn tick on an enemy deals 10% more damage. So what's going to happen is Scorched Flesh and Furnace, they're going to tick up, and then tick down. But then you're going to see the burn damage infinitely tick up regardless because of Burnt Offerings. Now, Burnt Offerings is the reason why we're going to be burning longer and stronger. That's what she said. I beat you to it. And doing all this billions of damage. I caught it ticking up to almost 20 million a tick. Almost 20 million a tick. That is a lot, and I couldn't believe that this thing was ticking up in the tens of millions per tick, and it kept going up. And so the longer the burn goes, the more the damage it is. So the more health he has, or the more health the boss or enemy has, just the more damage is going to be done, and it's just going to tick down, tick down, tick down, tick down, and tick down. Now, mind you, we are also going to be, here's the Ascension Points. Let's move on to the Ascension Points real fast. So these are my Ascension Points. You're definitely going to want anomaly damage, anomaly power and damage. If you want status power, you want those maxed out, and you want cooldown maxed out. Everything else would just be a plus. So make sure you have your stuff spec'd accordingly. And here are the skills we're going to be using. Phaser Beam, Ash Blast, Eruption. How you're going to activate this and use this. The equation is Ash Blast, Eruption, eruption, because we are using eruption twice, then phaser beam. Now, because you're going to be using the sunfall, the Mage's Rage relativity theorem combo, what's going to happen is one of your skills is going to get a 10% cooldown, right? So it's going to become even faster. It's going to cool down faster. In playing with this, I found phaser beam to come back faster than Ash Blast and eruption. So what you're going to initially do is, say you start the Arbiter fight, Ash Blast, eruption, phaser beam. Phaser beam may come back faster than Ash Blast and eruption both. So it might go Ash Blast, eruption, phaser beam, shoot him, relativity theorem happens, phaser beam again, but by the time you hit the phaser beam again, Ash Blast and eruption might be coming back around for use. So you might go Ash Blast, eruption, phaser beam, eruption, Ash Blast, eruption, or Ash Blast, eruption, something like that. It'll be one. That's how the equation and the sequence will go. So this is how we are doing and how I am doing a lot of damage, a lot of status power damage with this. And as you guys can see in the video, just it's amazing. Now, don't expect to kill the boss in, you know, a super fast amount of time like other builds that I've made and that are just out there on YouTube for Outriders and Pyromancers. You will kill the boss in 5 minutes maximum, and I mean pure maximum. It really can't take no more than that. Excuse me, I had to burp. It can't take no more than that, but nonetheless, this is a very fun build. This is a status power build. You can still kill bosses in a good amount of time, and one of the best parts about it is it doesn't require specific pieces of gear. It kind of does and kind of doesn't, but it's all purple gear. So you could get purple gear from the chest on down and be ready to go with this build. So with that being said, I'm gonna leave y'all to enjoy the rest of the video. Make sure to hit that like button and subscribe, and I'm gonna catch y'all next time. Gone.
Yeah, whatever. It's time to die. Even if you have to wait here 1,000 years for it. Time you waited to fight for this place. Hope it was worth it. What the? It's the leader of the Ferals.
What? But you killed him.
And I'll happily do it again.
Tear him apart, Outriders. For Jakob. We don't have time.
The leader is dead. For now. Janet, do you see anything?
I don't think so. But we're still alive, right? I think you stopped it.